Brenda J. Lilly here with the Bridge Artistic Network. I wanted to put out a small disclaimer before we launch into today's video. I am not a licensed therapist. I am just a fellow creative artist who hopes to encourage, engage, and hopefully empower other creative artists to go out and live their art dream. Okay, here we go into today's video. I hope you enjoy it. Well, good Monday morning, everybody. Brenda J. Lilly here with the Bridge Artistic Network. It is Monday morning, April 13th, and it's time for a Monday morning Kickstart. I hope you're ready to kickstart your engines for the week. I hope you like this video. If you do, give us the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It helps with our algorithm. But more importantly, share this video with everyone you know and love so that we can all keep becoming who we were created to be. All right. Thanks so much. I'll see you on the flip side. Good Monday morning, everybody. Brenda J. Lilly here with the Bridge Artistic Network. I've got my cup of coffee. I hope you have yours, and I hope you're ready for a kickstart. Today, I want to talk about the importance of community. I was thinking about hard things, hard moments in time, how we get through hard moments in time, and I wheedled my way through the understanding of it. And here's what I got to. Last week, I sat with a group of artists and we talked about resilience. And we talked about one of the ways to practice resilience is to make sure you have a group of people, a community around you who can help you get back up when you get knocked down, right? That you understand you're not alone. And whatever it is you're working towards or for is not strictly for yourself. There will always be something that you offer to other people in your work, whatever that is. You know, very few jobs are so selfishly motivated that it doesn't affect other people. Right? So, the importance of community. If you fall down and you're all by yourself and you break something, what do you do? How do you get back up? How do you get yourself out of that situation? If you have a cell phone and you are in cell phone range, well, huzzah, you call someone. Who do you call? Generally, especially if something's broken, you would call 911. And then that community of people would come to your rescue. If you are sick and you're stuck in bed and you couldn't possibly make dinner for yourself, what do? You call friends and family and say, could somebody bring me soup? You don't take that illness out to the store and go buy something for yourself. No. Spreading all of that lovely germ and disease around the whole community. No, you keep that stuff to yourself. You call people and say, just leave it downstairs in the kitchen. Doors open. We need community. When times are good, we need community to celebrate with. When life is just going along, we need community to remind us, yeah, life is moving. Here, have another cup of coffee. Keep going. We need those moments of encouragement, those moments that just sort of keep us moving forward. And when times get tough, we need community around us to help us realize, one, there's something to keep going for. Two, we are of high value. Our community needs us and we need them. It's not all give and it's not all take. It is both. When times get tough, we need to get over the thought that we should be able to handle things on our own, that we're supposed to be able to take care of ourselves. That is not how we were created. That's not the human experience. When we're born into this world, we're not like other species. We don't get downloaded how to hunt and gather. That doesn't, like, we don't get the download on how to keep ourselves from harm. When you're a baby, you're absolutely in dire need of people taking care of every single thing for you. As you get older, you get taught how to start taking care of yourself. But it comes in bits and slow little bits. It doesn't happen all at once. I'm reminded of when I was a teenager and I was working towards graduating from high school, and I thought I was only going to be 17 when I graduated from high school, and when I got to college I would turn 18, and at that point I thought, when I turned 18, I literally I had this really weird mindset that when I turned 18 I would suddenly understand how to do my taxes by myself. I wouldn't need anyone's help. When that didn't happen, I thought I was broken, only to realize, well, that doesn't happen for anyone. I mean, if it happens for you, it means that's probably the area of industry you're going into, right? Because you understand it all. But it certainly wasn't something that happened for me. I didn't get that mind dump. I didn't understand all of a sudden tax law. Like I still don't understand it, and I'm 56. So forget about it. I just hire somebody to do it because nope, I never got that brain dump. But I think as we get older, we have this erroneous thought process that we're supposed to be able to handle everything on our own. And that is just not how we were created. That's not a human experience. We need people from birth to death. We need people. And we need them for different reasons at different times. But there isn't a time in our life that having a community of people isn't of high value for all of us. Even those of us who are introverts need people. And that's hard when you are a true introvert, someone I have some folks who I know who are seriously introverted, and it is difficult for them to enter into society on a daily basis. And all I can tell you about that is at some point you're going to have to get over yourself. Just because you're an introvert doesn't mean you don't need people. And just because you're an extrovert doesn't mean you don't need quiet. There is time for all of it. There are times when we need quiet. There are times when we need people and conversation. But in order to have those people available to us, we need to build strong community bonds. And I think there's no time like the present to do that, because this world is getting crazier and crazier and crazier by the day. We need to have people around us who we love, who we trust, who we respect, who are wiser than us, who we can rely on. And we need to be willing to be relied on by other people. And again, it's not an all give or an all take. It has to be a balancing act of that. so that when it's time for you to give, you go, ah, yes, here it is. And when it's time for you to receive, you go, ah, yes, here it is. And there's no guilt about either one of those things. We should never make people in our community feel guilty about asking for help. And we should never feel guilty for needing help. When you are living in a vibrant, vital community of people who you know, where there's mutual admiration and respect, where we know that we add value to one another's life, there's no need to feel guilty. It's not a part of the conversation. What is a part of the conversation is, what do you need? How can I help? And if there is a need and you do need help, but what you are used to saying is, ah, nothing, I'm good, you need to slow your roll and realize people are asking for a reason. They're seeing what's happening with you and they're saying, how can I help? And they're not saying it because they don't think you can handle your life or that you're in a really bad state or whatever. They're saying, I'm here for you. I want to help. How can I? They're also trying not to overstep your boundary. So you need, especially if you're an introvert, you need to put that boundary wall down a little bit and welcome them in. I know, to an introvert, that may sound seriously scary. I get it. I get it. But it doesn't negate the fact that from birth to death, we all need community. We were built to be a part of a community, not an island unto ourselves. So if you're an introvert, you have to pull down those walls. If you're an extrovert, you need to find moments of stillness to let other people have their moments. I have a bunch of extroverts in my life, and sometimes I literally just sit there in absolute silence because they won't stop talking. And then when they give me a moment to respond or interact, halfway through a sentence, I'm cut off. That does not make this introverted extrovert very excited about being in conversation with you. My way of dealing with that often is to just stop talking, because obviously you need to prattle on more than I need to speak. You don't really need me to say anything. You just need me to listen. But then there are other times when you're saying things of import that I go, wait, stop. You need to stop and listen for a moment. And then we'll have that conversation. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh. It's important that extroverts learn how to be in conversation with people, actual conversation, not just constantly talking because you have a high need to prattle on. Needing to be with people means building relationships with them. Extroverts are fantastic about being with large groups of people, but here's the thing. A lot of extroverts are not really good at building deep and solid relationships with people because they talk too much to listen. They're not listening to someone else. They're talking to hear themselves talk, but they're not being a part of an actual conversation. So their relationships oftentimes stay very surface. That's not deep abiding community. So extroverts need to learn how to rein themselves in a little bit to give other people room. They need to learn how to listen and then respond. We all have something, right? But here's what we all need: community. It's vital. It's why the Bridge Artistic Network is a thing. It's why I started it, because artists need community. And so that's what I do. I build community of artists who want to engage with each other and encourage one another and empower each other to be who we were created to be, and to go and do that thing that is inside of our souls, that burning passion that we all have. I love that part of the artist circles where we all just listen to one another, and we realize how wonderful each and every one of us are, and our gifts and our talents and ability. I'm in awe of the artists I've interacted with in this last year. I'm thrilled to be a part of it, to be a part of this community. And I'm thrilled for this community to start growing. And it is. It is. And so that's good, man. But if you're not in a community yet, you need to join a community. You need to find a place of community. You know, I go to church. You can build community at church. Absolutely. I started the Bridge Artistic Network. So now I have communities of artists. You can go to a class, an art class, and start to get to know people. Go out to coffee with them. You could build community right in your own neighborhood. Man, you could see your neighbor and actually say hello to them. And eventually work up the courage after so many hellos and highs and how you doing? Oh, that's a nice dog, whatever the conversation is. And say, you know what? We should get some coffee sometime. You live right next door. I don't know why we're not doing this. And start to have human interactions with people that you live right next door to. How many of you actually know your neighbors and talk to them and break bread with them? We need community. Opportunities are all around us for community. We just need to pick one and go for it. So, my fine feathered friends, find your community. All right. Have a great week. See you next Monday. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe. What are you waiting for? All right. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye.